in the West, we revere India as the center or the birthplace of so much spiritual knowledge.
Yeah.
People from the West are constantly trying to understand what India has. It's the most normal thing in the world that when you have it, you take it for granted.
Oh, have you read the Bhagavad Gita? Because you shared about the Yoga Sutras and Bhagavad Gita and all.
I have read Bhagavad Gita, and I continue to read, continue to study. Eventually I'll need to study Sanskrit because I still read in English. I read English translations, so I'm very aware that I'm not necessarily getting the 100% accurate writing. I'm reading an English translation, so I'm reading someone else's interpretation of what the Sanskrit says. But yes, I have read and still enjoy. Matter of fact, this morning I was up at 3:30 doing my meditation, and so at 4:30 I was reading Bhagavad Gita.
Beautiful. And in what way Bhagavad Gita is influencing your life?
Bhagavad Gita is influencing my life in the sense that I'm beginning to understand on a deeper level just how much we buy into so many of the illusions, the identifications, the attachments.
Yeah.
When Lord Krishna is explaining to Arjuna, I've been this person, I've been that person, I've been this person. I have too many names to even name. So why are you spending so much time trying to figure out who I am? Why are you not figuring out who you are?
Yeah.
Why are you not paying more attention to what your Shwadharma is? You're a warrior. This is what you do.
Yes.
This is how you should act. The idea. So, I was looking at 3 passages in particular this morning because they just stuck out to me, right? In chapter 3, I love this idea, right? So, because we live in this world, right? Where people believe that their activity alone is going to produce the result that they want. So the attachment to this activity, right? The attachment to the result.
Yeah.
And Lord Krishna says, the whole world becomes a slave to its own activity, Arjuna. If you want to be truly free, perform all actions as worship.
Yeah. Yes.
And that reminded me of the story of Amma, who comes here quite often to the States. And she talked about how even as a little girl, her father kind of sold her out to clean houses. 12 years old. And everybody always asks her, Ammaji, weren't you sad? And she said, no, because I would clean every house like I was cleaning it for Lord Krishna to come to the house.
Wow, so beautiful.
And so I would be singing songs to Krishna and cleaning the house. And so she did it as an act of devotion to Lord Krishna.
Yeah.
Understanding that the divine is in everything. That passage really stuck out to me. And then this idea, right? Without concern for results, perform the necessary action.
Yeah.
Surrender all of your attachments and you'll accomplish life's highest good.
Beautiful.
This idea, because in my industry, Pragya, we're result driven.
Yeah.
You work, you produce something, that production should do this and it should produce this result. And especially it should produce this result. And if it doesn't, it's a failure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reading Bhagavad Gita and seeing passages of this nature and reflecting on them allow me to put into perspective that my only job, Lord Krishna says somewhere else, you have a right to the action, but you don't have a right to the fruit of the action.
Yeah. Yes.
This idea that you do the work, you let it go. You've done, as long as you've done the job that you that you believe you were supposed to do, it's out of your hands at that point.
Yeah.
Rest. The Tao Te Ching would say, the Tao Te Ching in Chinese would say, do your work, let it go. This is the only way to create anything really lasting.
Yeah.
So this idea that it's freeing me from being so concerned with, is this production going to do this? Is this production going to do that? Because that blocks the creativity. And it's not just for musicians, Pragya. It's for anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody requires creativity. If you're a marketing person, you have to be creative. If you're in IT, you have to be creative. You can't be creative if what you're focused on is the end result and you haven't even created the thing yet.
100%.
Create the thing. Let it go out into the world and let it do what it's supposed to do.
Yes. You know, the way you shared the powerful message of the Bhagavad Gita, that performing every action as a divine service, surrendering the fruit of the actions towards the divine.
Yeah.
So, I'm hosting a course on Bhagavad Gita, and the people who joined it, and the way they're sharing their experience, that, I'm now feel detached from everything. I can see the divinity in every single element and all those things. That is so heartwarming to see that transformations on all those people. And while the many people in India also, we have the access of this knowledge, still we are not, tapping into this access and this, knowledge. So what will be your message for this, all the Indian people, all the youth and all those people, that so that they can start reading Bhagavad Gita? What they're missing out?
It's natural for every young person to want to run away from what their parents are trying to teach them, what their grandparents. It's part of human nature. People have been doing it since there were people on earth.
Yeah.
No, I have to go. I have to get something else. There's something better than what my family is offering me. A parent can only teach what they know. So they teach the lessons that they feel are best for their children.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's any parent, maybe there's a few on the planet, but most parents want what's best for their children. So to the young people of India, I would say, I've been young. I understand what it means to feel like there's something else out there that's better than what you have. In the West, we revere India as the center or the birthplace of so much spiritual knowledge.
Yeah.
People from the West are constantly trying to understand what India has. It's the most normal thing in the world that when you have it, you take it for granted.
Yeah.
Regardless of what your background is, understand that the purpose of the traditions that you may be trying to separate yourself from, the purpose of tradition is to pass on values. Learn from the traditions that are being passed down to you, and then make your own traditions. Make your own traditions that still capture the values that were passed on to you, because those values have allowed all of your ancestors,
yes,
leading up to you and you being here right now. So those values are powerful. It's okay if the traditions that package them are a little different from generation to generation. But don't run away from such powerful knowledge. At the end of the day, this powerful knowledge is meant to teach you the greatest lesson that you'll ever learn, which is the knowledge of yourself.
Yeah.
Lord Krishna says that the wise man eventually needs no scripture. But we have to start someplace.
100%.
You don't start off in first standard with a mastery of the things from 10th and 11th standard. There's a progression.
Beautiful.
So take this knowledge that you have, that many people around the world are starving for, or craving for, and use it to make yourselves, your families, your country, and the world the place that it really can be. People take the spirit of the message and not just the word.